Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Angela Bohon. New at noon, I can tell you as I was out reporting this week, I was stopped by people asking for more testing options. People having to wait 4 to 5 hours just to get admitted. If you're feeling lucky this holiday weekend, you might want to go out and get a Powerball ticket. Perhaps start off the new year with a cash flow.
Boy, wouldn't that be nice?
Seriously, I keep forgetting to buy my tickets today. After this, we'll do that. All right, thank you. Today's Stop the Violence team coming together, holding a rally at the Shop and Go in Norfolk and calling for an end to gun violence. This comes after a man was seriously injured near the Shop and Go convenience store Wednesday afternoon. That man was taken to the Norfolk General Hospital to be treated for his injuries. Norfolk Police Chief Larry Boone says he's implementing plans to address violence in Norfolk. Community activist Bilal Muhammad says his goal is to clean up the Berkeley area.
Haven't even started. So we immediately say, no, we need to really kind of tackle down on this now.
In the city of Norfolk, we are in the embryo stages of developing our Project Safe Neighborhoods partnership with our federal partners and our community partners. In addition to that, we will be shortly kicking off our community grassroots crime intervention program.
The Stop the Violence team says they'll be holding a meeting with local pastors and civic leagues to help curb crime in the area. News 3 investigators are keeping tabs on the issue of gun violence across Hampton roads and how local departments are tackling the growing problems in their cities. You can watch our Trigger Trace series right now on WTKR.com. Well, have you seen Cody Bigsby? It's been more than a month since the Hampton 4-year-old was first reported missing by his father, Corey. Community members are continuing to search for him, and one volunteer says it's too early to give up hope.
I think what keeps us all going as a community is just the fact that we all want a positive outcome in this situation. Many of us want closure, and until we know the whereabouts of Cody, whether good or bad, many of us are just devoted to being out here as long as it takes to find him.
Hampton police tell News 3 this remains an active investigation. If you think you've seen Cody or know anything related to the investigation, you are urged to call Hampton Police. And our team has been on the ground covering this search since little Cody was first reported missing. You can find complete coverage right now at WTKR.com. The shelling continues in Ukraine today as the government there accuses Russia of violating a ceasefire, worsening an already dangerous situation for civilians who are trying to evacuate. This as Ukraine's president calls for the U.S. to issue tougher sanctions on Russia, as well as a no-fly zone. Cole Higgins has the latest.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky again calling for U.S. assistance in establishing a no-fly zone in his country and harsher sanctions on Russia.
What else is needed to make this decision?
Zelensky pleading with U.S. lawmakers during an hour-long Zoom call Saturday morning.
The president emphasized that the oil and gas sector of Russia needs to be sanctioned. Anything that could hurt the Russian economy will help the Ukrainian people.
Russian President Vladimir Putin calling the sanctions already introduced on his country, quote, equivalent of a declaration of war. Putin also says he would consider countries imposing a no-fly zone over Ukraine as participating in the conflict. The U.S. and NATO say they still oppose implementing a no-fly zone over Ukraine.
The world is united in support of Ukraine and against Russia's aggression.
U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken pledging financial aid for the growing refugee crisis while visiting a refugee reception center in Poland. More than half of the over 1.3 million refugees fleeing Ukraine have crossed into Poland, according to UN estimates. Civilians trapped in eastern and southern Ukraine unable to escape the fighting. The Ukrainian government accusing Russian forces of violating a ceasefire, establishing humanitarian corridors. The Red Cross says the operation is postponed following Russian forces' continued shelling.
I am absolutely sure that the aim of Putin is to destroy Ukraine as a nation.
Cole Higgins, News 3.
Many Ukrainians here in Hampton Roads still have family in Ukraine, doing what they can to stay safe. Tomorrow, the Tidewater Ukrainian School is hosting a rally to support and help Ukraine through donations. You may recall I did a story with the director of the school earlier this week. If you'd like to come show your support, the group is meeting at noon on the 1st Street Boardwalk in Virginia Beach. The march will start shortly after that at 12:30. Again, this is happening tomorrow. And make sure you have the News 3 app. That way you'll have all the latest information on what's happening in Ukraine, including the impacts that we could see here in Hampton Roads. It's free at WTKR.com/apps. And speaking of the boardwalk at the Virginia Beach oceanfront, stay with us because up next we'll share some ideas for outdoor fun and we'll visit some businesses there that are looking forward to serving you.
And if you like the weather today, it's going to be going even higher than that. Our temperatures are, but then they're going to be taking another plunge. I'll have all those details for you in my full forecast.
It was in the 60s today, but get ready for perfect beach weather tomorrow. You can bet plenty of our neighbors will be taking the opportunity to hit area beaches over the next couple of days. As News 3 anchor Anthony Sabella shows us, it's just the beginning for the Virginia Beach oceanfront businesses that are coming out of the slow season.
Saturday at the boardwalk here, great day to walk the dog, but you still got to keep the coat on. It's Sunday and Monday that are going to be a lot warmer, probably a lot more foot traffic, and for the businesses down here, a great dress rehearsal for what's to come.
That's Joel. That's Sam.
When you've been in the game as long as this guy, you get to know a lot of people.
This is Smallville.
But the man affectionately known as Ray Ray is about to have some more names to learn.
This season is gonna be cool.
At 34th Street between Atlantic and Pacific,
Filipino Hawaiian with a southern twist.
Ray Ray's at the Mayflower is in a prime spot to pull in visitors to the Virginia Beach oceanfront. Tourist season still months away. He predicts summer-like temperatures this weekend will bring the foot traffic, leading right into spring break season. And with major events also set to begin this month, being ready is a must.
Just as long as I got a full crew, because it's been really hard it's been short staff a lot.
An industry-wide issue for sure, but 2 years into the pandemic, you have to keep fighting for every dollar. Down Atlantic, the Shack on 8th's crew preps ingredients for its legendary crushes. The outdoor setting, a likely destination the next couple days.
It's a good chance for us to grease the wheels again, get back to work, and test everything out, make sure it's still working, and have a little fun, enjoy the weather with everybody else.
Eric Emerson also runs Watermans and Chicks on the Beach, where he scored a band last second to play on Sunday.
The River Boys from 2 to 6.
Temperatures getting people out,
That's Dora.
atmosphere to keep them coming back.
Positive vibe, and everybody's having a good time, smiling.
And if you do decide to come to the oceanfront over the next couple of days, try to park here on Atlantic Avenue, because parking is free through April. In Virginia Beach, Anthony Sabella, News 3.
Love that Anthony brought his dog. And speaking of businesses, the Norwegian Getaway returned to Norfolk with more than 1,000 passengers. It was a short visit, though. We caught up with some of those passengers who shared their thoughts.
We weren't given a full day here, so I think that's wrong. They should have us come in here and spend at least 6 or 8 hours to enjoy your fine city.
Our fine city. Today's quick visit was part of an overall itinerary that started in New York and included a stop in Great Stirrup Cay, an island in the Bahamas. The Norwegian Getaway will return to Nauticus next Saturday. And the Newport News One City Marathon weekend kicked off today with a 5K run. Organizers shared their excitement with us about having everyone running together again this year.
We're just really excited that we get to do live races again. We did have a virtual option last year, but of course we're also ready and anxious to get back out. That it's so exciting to see all of this happen again.
The marathon is tomorrow, starting at 7 a.m. in the Newport News Park, and it all winds up with the One City celebration in the city's newly established Yard District. And it looks like it might be ideal weather for a run. As meteorologist Christy Stewart mentioned earlier, the weather is expected to be gorgeous tomorrow. Is that still right, Christy?
Yes, it is. We are going to be having a fantastic day tomorrow, especially if you are a fan of that warmer weather. Make plans to get out there and enjoy the beautiful conditions that we're going to have. Great weather for running. Now, we did today see some pretty pleasant weather out there as well. We saw those high temperatures today for us reaching into the lower 60s, despite having a lot of cloud cover for much of the day. Temperatures right now, we're still very comfortable. We have temperatures that are ranging anywhere from the mid-50s to the low 60s. That is about 15 to 20 degrees warmer than we were this time yesterday. So you definitely feel that difference. You don't even hardly need a jacket out there for the day today. And because we do have a lot of cloud cover out there, we are going to be seeing those temperatures not really dropping too terribly much throughout the evening tonight. And in fact, it's going to be one of those kind of weird nights where we see the low in the earlier parts of the night closer to around midnight or so. Then we'll be continuing to see warmer air moving in because that warm front's right at our heels, and that's about to pass over us. So out ahead of that, we did have a lot of cloud cover today. Now we're starting to see a few breaks in those clouds, but it's only going to be a brief break in the clouds. We'll see those clouds increasing again throughout the night tonight as that warm front is lifting over us. Now with that warm front, we could see a couple of stray showers popping up tonight and into tomorrow morning, but I think a lot of us, if not everybody, should be able to stay dry. That warm front is also going to be bringing us very windy conditions. Look at this. As we wake up tomorrow morning and into tomorrow afternoon, we're talking southwest winds of 20 miles per hour. That's your sustained wind. Could be seeing gusts up to 30 miles per hour. So very windy weather for the day tomorrow, but we should be able to stay dry and seeing eventually, especially the second half of the day, a little bit more sunshine out there. But overall, still a decent amount of cloud cover for your Sunday. But the more important thing, we'll be able to stay dry. We're going to be windy and warm throughout the day on Monday yet. We are going to be still seeing some partly cloudy conditions, but still able to stay decently dry. That's going to be changing for us a little bit as we head into the day, later nighttime hours on Monday and into the day on Tuesday. That's when we're going to be having the cold front from this system eventually passing through. So notice we'll see those winds switching to northerly winds about 16 miles per hour. Yes, that is going to be starting to cool us down, but it's also going to be that cold front bringing us some scattered showers starting for us as we get into late Monday night and continuing into portions of the day on Tuesday. After that, we do head into an unsettled weather pattern, so we are still going to be seeing some wet weather as we get into Wednesday especially, and some showers that will be continuing for us into next Thursday as well. So your rest of your weekend is looking fantastic. We're going to be seeing temperatures in the upper 70s tomorrow. Would not be surprised to see a few places even touching into the lower 80s. Well, you should, a lot of us, if not everybody, really be in those lower 80s for the day on Monday. We'll see a little bit more sunshine out there Monday, but still staying windy for Sunday and into Monday. Then that cold front moves through as we get into Monday night, early Tuesday morning. So that will be kicking off those scattered showers as we get into Monday night and Tuesday. Still seeing some rain showers Wednesday, Thursday, a couple of showers possible for us out there on Friday and Saturday as well. But that cold front does cool us back down to where our highs should be kind of for this time of year into the upper 50s, lower 50s for a couple of days, which is briefly dipping down below average.
And I happen to have the day off on Monday, so I am really excited about that.
Me too. I'm excited. I'm planning to go to the beach with my dog. What about you?
Sounds good. Well, it's my daughter's birthday, and
that'll be
I think during the day I might hit the beach too. Maybe even do a little bit of work cleaning out my car.
We know what? She's going to have beautiful weather for her birthday.
Thank you.
I'll show you the new logo that the Norfolk Admirals revealed today for their 2023 All-Star Classic. Plus, Monarch seniors look for a win in their final game played in Chartway Arena. That's next when we return with sports.
Now, News 3 Sports with Megan Plain.
Monarch Nation bids farewell to a trio of Old Dominion seniors today. ODU men's basketball CJ Kaiser, Austin Trice, and AJ Oliver are honored prior to their matchup with Middle Tennessee, the final time that these three take the court at Chartway Arena. With the conference tournament on the horizon, the Monarchs are looking to carry some momentum into the postseason with a win, and it's only fitting that a senior gets the scoring started on senior day, right? CJ Kaiser, he gets ODU on the board with a 3. He'll score a team-leading 16 points this afternoon. Now the Monarchs, they do lead by 5 at the half, but Middle Tennessee manages to keep things close. The score will be even with less than 2 to go in the game. And ODU, though, meanwhile, is going to be the only team to find the basket from there on out, winning it 68-64 in the regular season finale. Now the Monarchs turn their attention to next week's Conference USA tournament, where they will be the 5th seed. We're going to throw it back to 1994 when the Norfolk Admirals hosted the ECHL All-Star Classic. Lots has changed since then, including the look of logos, and today the Admirals reveal the logo for the 2023 Warrior ECHL All-Star Classic. An evolution that is a perfect representation for how far the sport of hockey has come.
When I look at those logos, the whole game's changed. The entire game's changed, and I think those jerseys really represent how far the game has come and how much different it was 30 years ago when we did that. To have this back here and to be able to celebrate an event like this for the entire world of hockey to come to Norfolk and Hampton Roads is just a great feeling.
When the Scope hosts the 2023 All-Star Game, it'll make the Admirals just the second team to become a two-time host for the event. So, great to have another big event like that in town. Looking at this upcoming week, we got the MEAC tournament. We're going to have more big events like this on deck, the upcoming season for hockey. So always fun to get big events here.
And I know a lot of people are looking forward to just getting out more and seeing some of the
certainly
sports.
Now that things start to open up even more, it definitely will bring a lot of people
I know
in.
Before the show we were talking about the Globetrotters game coming up. I'm excited about that.
Yes, that'll be a fun one.
All right, well, thanks, Megan. Well, tonight, news that just one beer or glass of wine may cause the brain to shrink with age. That startling finding came from the journal Nature. On average, people at age 50 who drank a pint of beer or a 6-ounce glass of wine every day aged their brains by 2 years. The study reports that those who drank 4 times that amount each day had brain shrinkage equivalent to a decade of aging. So maybe not so good news to hear on a Saturday night, but I know that maybe Christy has some good news in the weather front.
Yeah, so maybe not great news there, but great news for sure on the weather front. We are going to be seeing those temperatures that are in the upper 70s for tomorrow. I think a few places even touching into the lower 80s. We'll be in the lower 80s for the day on Monday as well. Staying mostly dry. We'll also be seeing those winds picking up, so a nice breeze for us, maybe a little bit more than a breeze. Talking about 15 to 25 mile per hour sustained winds for us out of the southwest. See a few peaks of sunshine on Monday, but then a cold front moves through. That will be cooling us down as we get into the middle of next week, and it's also going to be bringing us some scattered rain showers for the middle of next week, as well as carrying a little bit of lingering rain activity into next weekend, but not too bad. I don't think we can really complain too terribly much about that forecast.
That's good. A little bit of everything. Thank you. Well, our next newscast is News 3 at 11 on WTKR. First warning weather updates and breaking news first on WTKR.com. And for the first look at news you need tonight, tune into our sister station for our next newscast. That's News 3 at 10 on WGNT.